Hey, welcome. Every single day we're hit with this tidal wave of tech news, right? It's just a lot, and it's so easy to get lost. But what if the real story isn't just one headline, but how they all connect? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take all the news from just one day, September 5th, 2025, and piece it together to see the bigger picture, the reality that's taking shape right under our noses. Yeah, so what is all this noise really telling us about where we're headed? Think of it like this. We're going to treat today's news like a bunch of puzzle pieces. And by putting them together, we're going to uncover three huge trends that are already shaping our future. All right, first up, the AI economy is officially here. For years, we've talked about AI as this futuristic thing, right? Something that's coming. But if you look at the news today, it's crystal clear. It's not just tech anymore. It's a full-blown economy, and the foundations are being laid right now as we speak. And what's wild is that today, we're seeing the two main pillars of this new economy being built at the exact same time. So on one hand, you've got OpenAI. They're not just making fancy AI models anymore. They're literally creating a certified workforce to power this whole thing. And then on the other side, you have Google DeepMind, and they're rolling out tools like embedding Gemma. I mean, think of these as a super high-tech hammers and wrenches for the people actually building in this new world. So if you look at what OpenAI is doing, it's pretty much a clear three-step playbook. First, they certify the skills, make it official with these OpenAI certified credentials. Step two, they create the marketplace, a platform to connect all those certified people with companies that need them. And then step three, they solve a massive headache for businesses everywhere, that huge AI skills gap. I mean, they're basically building an entire human ecosystem from the ground up. It's wild. And look, this isn't just about making corporations more efficient or whatever. This new AI economy is already popping up in some really unexpected places. For example, Microsoft's got this project called Sparrow, and it's using AI to help the Woodland Park Zoo study vulnerable wildlife populations. It just goes to show you, these tools are getting out of the lab and into the real world, solving actual problems. Okay, but here's the catch. This whole new economy, all this amazing innovation, it's all being built on top of the digital world we already have. And that foundation, it's got a huge vulnerability, a single point of failure that's becoming this massive digital fault line. And that vulnerability is trust. Okay, just look at this number for a second. Over 700. Just let that sink in. What in the world could that be? That is the number of organizations, we're talking huge names here, like Cloudflare and Palo Alto Networks, that got breached in one single hack. And the crazy part? The hackers didn't attack them directly. Nope. They went after one of their trusted partners, the marketing platform Drift. So if you look at how this attack worked, it's like a devastating domino effect. The hacker didn't need to break into 700 different companies. Think about that. All they had to do was get into one, Drift. Once they stole its authentication tokens, boom. They basically had the keys to the kingdom, letting them waltz right into the services of all of Drift's customers. And that brings us to a really chilling conclusion, In this super connected world we live in, trust itself, that's the new way in for the bad guys. The very systems we built to work together are now the highways for these attacks. And this whole crisis of trust, it's not just one thing. It's showing up in a few different ways. First, you've got these supply chain hacks like the Drift one, where your security is only as good as your weakest partners. Then, you have ethical tools being weaponized. Stuff like Hexstrike AI, which is supposed to be for defense, is being flipped around and used for attacks. And finally, there are the really sophisticated impersonation scams that are getting so good, America's top cybersecurity agency, CISA, is putting out warnings about phishing emails that look exactly like they're from the government. So that brings us to our third and final theme for today. Because when you have a brand new economy blowing up this fast and a trust crisis this big, you're bound to get a collision, right? The new rules being written in code are smashing right into the old rules written in law. And now it's a mad dash to figure out who actually gets to write the rulebook for our future. And there is no better example of this than the massive legal battle brewing between Warner Bros. Discovery and the AI image generator Midjourney. It's a huge deal. On one side, you have Warner Bros. Saying, hey, you trained your AI on our copyrighted stuff without asking or paying us. And on the other side, you have Midjourney basically saying, look, training on public data is just how innovation works now. It's necessary. So this whole massive lawsuit really boils down to one huge question. Is training an AI on public data considered fair use? Seriously, the answer to that could either put the entire generative AI industry into hyperdrive or force it to tear everything down and start over. The stakes could not be higher. And it's not just about copyright law either. All over the world, governments are scrambling to figure this out. You see it in Nepal, where they're taking direct action, blocking more than 24 social media platforms for not playing by their local rules. But then you look at the US, and a new analysis from The Verge suggests that the big push to regulate big tech might actually be losing steam. There's just no consensus, no single playbook for how to handle any of this. Okay, so we've looked at these three huge interlocking trends. Let's try to bring it all home. What's the real story of September 5th, 2025? What's really next? It's funny. The headlines that always get the most clicks are the familiar ones. We hear about a new Apple event, and we all get excited about the rumors of a slick new iPhone Air. It's easy to grasp, it's tangible. But let's be real for a second. Is that the next big thing? Another shiny gadget to put in our pockets? Or is the real story something way bigger? A fundamental change in how our economy works, how we think about security, and even the laws that govern our society. Because when you connect all the dots, the real story today isn't about a single product launch. It's about the birth of a brand new, powerful AI economy. It's about this creeping, dangerous erosion of digital trust that could bring the whole thing crashing down. And it's about this frantic, high-stakes race to write the rules for a reality that's already here. And that leaves us with one final, pretty heavy question. We know AI is helping write our future. That's a given. The question is, who's going to write its code of conduct?